Good morning. Lots happening today. We got beautiful sunshine. Dad's going out to do some chiseling, ripping, tillage. I'm checking oil. It's good on this truck. Phil just left with the other truck. We've got 5 loads of corn to haul this morning, and then we're gonna go shell corn. You guys want to ride along? Won't be able to see anything until the sun's up, but we're going the other direction, so it's okay. Our second trip here, you can see their dryers. They actually have 2 towers. One of them is steaming and running. I assume they're running corn through it, but you never know. They're a little different setup than the one we have that we were talking about. We showed you yesterday. So there you can see their tower. So essentially, it's the same principle as what our mixed flow dryer is. It's just instead of having 2 grain columns along the side and being long in length, this one is a circle. And there's like a foot thick wall of corn with screens on the inside and the outside, and they blow hot air up through the center of it. You can't see it very good now, but and then it cones down to the bottom, and there's some sort of a metering roll or system on the bottom that is letting that corn flow out through into a drag conveyor or something back to their grain leg. All right, I'm back from the second load. Phil just loaded up his third load, the 5th one for the day. Our overhead bin is empty. We'd have to start filling it if we want to haul more, but I want to go shell. So we're gonna do that when he gets back. We've got a little bit of time, about an hour until he'll be back. So my plan here is to finish the field that we're in today. We've got about maybe 25 acres up there to do is all. And so once we get that done, we're gonna move everything back here, and I want to do my corn plot tomorrow. So that's the plan, which means I need to get everything ready to do that corn plot. Where's our gator? Must be in the back. I'm gonna take it down there. But I still have a little bit of electric fence up around the little bit of sweet corn that I had down there. It didn't make it, but I gotta get that fence cleaned up and and I was going to take some of the big plot signs down. So I don't like taking the variety signs down because we don't have. I just want to make sure we got everything written down before I do that. But we can get some of that stuff cleaned up and out of there. So I'm going to work on that. Getting all my posts pulled out. I got the fence wired up, wound up. I did pick through most of this planting and got stuff out of there before it got coons and frosted. Then I turned the fence off. That's why there's coon damage out here. This last bit from here that way, I never thought it actually got there. Although I see the coons have come in and eaten it. Maybe there might have been harvestable sweet corn in there. It was in the middle of harvest. I was busy. Too late now. Some of my new grass filled in halfway's decent here. We got a little bit of washing to fix next spring. And up by the house it's a little thin, but it's not horrible. Oh, it's time to get this done. So we're going to pull down this big sign as well as some of the ones for the agronomic stuff down there that we have marked with good stakes in the ground, which we probably do on the varieties too, but I'm going to leave the variety signs up until we're ready to combine it tomorrow. My goodness, it's almost muddy out here. Almost. We had just under a half-inch rain 2 days ago. And that's it for like a month, but definitely soaked up pretty good. Came up to the combine because I knew we were going to need some fuel to finish this field. It doesn't look like we've made it very far across here, but it's deceptive because the rows get so short being a triangle. So once we get up to this house, then the rows are a lot shorter and we'll actually start pulling off of the filter strip with the lane over by the river over there. All right, we're heading to the field. We're kind of waiting on Dad. That might be him coming right now up in front of me, actually. But I'm going to go up to the field. We're going to park the trucks on the opposite side from where the combine and the grain cart are sitting so I can walk back and forth and get those moved to where we're parking trucks, and we'll get moving here. It's a nice day for a walk anyway. Almost made it. I imagine Dad's about here with the other truck. That was him that we passed on the road. So I'm going to take the cart back there and pick him up, bring him back up here to the combine. Change of plans. I guess Dad went in to get some food, which is fine. So Phil brought a truck up. So I took the cart back there and picked him up, and he brought me back up to get the combine. And I'm going to combine until Dad gets here, which is fine. This is going to be my one unloading on the go pass from the combine today, so you can see it from this perspective. Everything else is going to be from the grain cart, probably. I don't even know that, but there comes Dad. So still phenomenal corn here. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll run this side of it for a little while. I don't know if Dad's got other stuff he would rather be doing than running the combine, because as soon as we get these ends opened up behind the building site here, we probably can make rounds with the combine and not actually run the grain cart, just park it at the end of the field. So if he wants to do that, we'll do that. Okay, we got a truck loaded, Dad's shelling, and I got a minute. I'm gonna go clean this window off. It doesn't look that bad from in here, but when I'm going the other way and the sun's shining on it, you can't see it very well. All right, I got the back window. Then we had to go unload, so I did that. Oh, don't fall. Do you see that window up there? Can't see anything. So I'm gonna clean it. Look at it, it's filthy. I think I can get that without reaching in there, or without actually crawling in there. The top one, at least. I don't know about the bottom one. Yikes. It's better. That's better. Nice. Now we can see something. The back window, the windows on the cart. Oh, I forgot my paper towels. Much better, much better. Front one's not too bad. I kind of wiped this one off real quick. It'll be okay. All right, we've made it up here into between the houses, got the ends opened up there. Dad came on the radio and said once we get this stuff done between these two houses here and we get the ends behind this one, he's gonna go and get the sprayer ready, keep spraying some corn stalks, and I'll take over the combine. At some point the rows get so short here in this triangle that the grain cart just kind of becomes cumbersome and you don't even have time to get it unloaded from one end of the field to the other, so it's just as easy to park it on the end. There's a pretty good chance I'm going to be in the grain cart quite a bit for the rest of harvest, since Brock's not going to be around very much. So someday I intend to do the GoPro action shots from a grain cart perspective, like I've done for corn and soybeans on the combine side of stuff. But that day is not today. I'm waiting for, well, hopefully my replacement camera comes before too long. So looks like the last dump on the go. He's got one more pass there, and we'll open some ends up, and then we'll jump back in the combine. Which is good because I'm falling asleep. I'm tired. Get a day off, or almost a day off, a day out of the combine. Now I'm dragging. We need to wake back up. We're right down into this point now. Short rows, we can make several rounds and unload. Phil's here, he got a truck loaded and is emptying the grain cart for me. Probably need one more truck to come back, but we should be able to get it all on the grain cart and the truck that's here that's half full. So. Almost done. I think it was like 3 acres left. All right, this one is done. There's a whole lot of green on that map. A whole lot of green. I thought these little short point rows might drop off. I was wrong. The average 274. Yikes! That's incredible. Just an unbelievable amount of corn off of this field. So. I'm happy. Now, this does beg the question. A couple of you asked it after the video the other day, right? If we're getting that kind of yield, 255 here, off of a non-irrigated farm, was our irrigation really worth it? Well, let's talk about that. So our irrigated field is literally right there, literally across the river from where we're at right now. And given that field average was just over 260, 262 I think we were, and we're at 255 here, one could draw the conclusion that, well, the irrigation only gained us 7 bushel an acre. And at 7 bushel an acre, no, it was not worth it. We got way more into it than that. So, was it worth it? Well, here's the thing about that field. That field is very different than this one. And let me show you something when I'm done unloading here on how this ground lays, right? So there is, well, the first thing on that irrigated field was there was 170 acres there that we harvested that averaged the 262. Not all of that was irrigated. There was about 20% of that we could not get water on because we couldn't reach it with our system. So what that means is that the irrigated portions were actually a little bit better, or a fair bit better, than that 262, and brought that average up, where the unirrigated stuff brought the average down. So the spread there is more than that 7 bushels, but still probably not the 20 at a minimum that we needed, or the 50 that we were thinking it was. So, oh shoot, I was gonna show you something. Hold on, let me turn. Can you guys see out here? Look at this field. Can you see how it lays? Probably not real well, but we've got a lot of low ground, bowl-shaped depression ground on this side of the river in this field that we're in. Now, the reason that that's important is because it is usually your higher productive, better, more organic matter, clay content, low ground. It's floodplain, it's outwash plain from when these rivers have flooded and stuff in the past. And so it's highly productive, high fertility, it's very good soil. The irrigated field across the river has a little bit of that, but most of it is actually the opposite. It's a convex, or a concave, right, convex field. This one's more of a concave. That it doesn't have the same lay to it, and it sheds water more than holds water. The water holding capacity is less in the irrigated field. So the reason that we irrigate that one, and that was our target field when we started doing irrigation, and we always are there if we can, is because of the lay of that ground and the fact that it's sandier soil types. It's the stuff that is going to dry out first anytime that we get dry. So I would argue that the likelihood of us having had 260 bushel corn or even 250 bushel corn up there without the water that we put on is extremely low. It may not have been sub 200 corn. In fact, it probably would have been better than that. But we're probably in the 210 to 220 range that we've seen on some of our other fields, is what we would have gotten up there without the water. So, yeah, I still think it was worth it. I think those two factors, the fact that not the whole field was irrigated, so it kind of skews your average on the whole field, and the fact that that ground is very different than the field that we just did. This field is very super productive. It always has been, especially once we've done some drainage and some dirt work and some tree removal, and made that field very good. That's another factor in why that field's yield was so good. There's no trees. There's a couple of house lots along there, but there are no actual woods or fence rows or trees to drag the average down on a whole side or 2 or 3 sides of the field. Like some of the others. So, I gotta go. Oh wait. Yeah.
Just be careful when you get to Territorial Road. Buck's got some semis parked along the road. I just saw them with their other service truck. I think they're going to be moving, but just be kind of careful down there.
Okay, thanks. Warning, people are up ahead. Anyway, so I still think the irrigation was worth it. It may have been a little bit less of a difference than what we had figured the other day, but we were well into the positive with the numbers that we had figured before. So I'm not too concerned, or I'm not upset that this corn did so good that it made me question that. Let's put it that way, right? I'm thrilled with how good this corn is doing. Here's the traffic jam Phil warned us about. I'm gonna wait for that car up there because if I go around and get stuck at the corner, then we're all screwed. Tell you what, traffic jam in our yard now. Look at this. Got lots of pickups, but that's fuel tanker truck. We'll have to wait on him. Well, while we're waiting for the fuel truck to get out of the way, and he was just winding up his hoses and stuff, we came back up to get the other truck and the grain cart. We're going to take these back for fuel because it needs it. And then we're going to go down and open up around my plot. It's only 4:30, and we're going to do 5 acres there, maybe, if that. So we'll see after that. I don't know. There's another field around the corner that we could go do a little bit if we want, but we may just do that and be done for the night, get some more corn moved around, get our overhead bin full. We're trying to top that GSI dryer that we pulled some corn out of yesterday. We're trying to top that off again and be done there. So yeah, get some stuff ready to do some hauling in the morning, I suppose. Fueling and juicing. All right, I am sure that I'm going to get a comment. Oh, that's done already. About, you just filled that up and aren't you worried about all the sediment stirring up and plugging fuel filters on the tractor, the combine, whatever. Well, yeah, kind of. But here's the thing. First of all, what do you want me to do, right? Like, I can't not fuel up our equipment. We need it, or we don't run. And number two, we have it set up to where we have a fill from the top, right? Hold on, let me get this cap on. All right. So when they're filling, they hook up right here, and it pumps it in the top of the tank. And we were not empty. We were still had a couple thousand gallons in there, or 1,500 anyway. And so it's not really pumping it in from the bottom and stirring everything up. So it shouldn't be too bad. There's fuel filters on everything. It'll be fine. I'm not terribly worried about it. All right, we are going to open up around the plot here, and there's not a ton that we can do. Hold on. Anyway, there's not a whole lot we can do here. We're just trying to open up around the plot because we are going to do that first thing in the morning. Don't hit the sign. So we're going to take end rows off and get ready for doing the plot here. I think the boys are going to come out and ride for a minute, at least one of them. Oh, only got one. All right. What's up, bud? How are you? Good. Better get whatever we can out of the sweet corn patch here. Mostly get knocked down. Because there's not any ears in it. It's an average killer right there. I'm gonna complain for a second. I don't know who's doing all of this. Somebody's trying to clean this stuff up, but they put a log right in my corn row. They ran over 2 rows of our corn on our property to get over to here to get their paths in and out. And that is on our side of the line. Like, there's a corner post over there. See that wooden corner post? That's the property line. Why are they piling their junk and driving on our side of the line and running over my standing, growing, mature crops in order to get in here? Like, that's not okay. That's an old boat. There's a whole row of corn gone there because somebody has decided, there's 2 rows of corn gone, that it is okay for them to drive through here and drive over our crop.
Why do they think that?
I don't know. Why do they think that, Brayson? That's not okay, is it?
Maybe they think it's a good idea. Maybe think the people will be happy.
Well, it's not a good idea, is it? All right, well, we got the back and the front ends done, and we're gonna make one round on this north side. There's a round that's kind of the buffer here, and then the plot starts. So we're gonna go around that, and then I think I can make one more round over on the south side, and we'll have done what we can. I mean, for doing end rows, it's good corn. We're in that 200 ballpark, but I think we'll see. I would guess that our plot range will be from 200s, maybe in the 190s on the low side, up to, would not surprise me if a variety or two is 250 plus. That's my guess on the range for tomorrow, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. So we're just kind of driving past them on the back side of the plot here, and you can see a lot of differences in the hybrids just in the stalk quality. For example, look at this one right there. It's way broken down, and just this one is a lot healthier, and there's just a lot of difference. And then right there's a big split. It's interesting, and those are the kind of things that we take notes on as we're going through this plot, as to which ones are standing, which ones are starting to break down, which ones are healthier than others and stuff at this point in the ball game. I mean, obviously yield still wins, but if a hybrid has weak stalks and it's flat on the ground and I can't pick it up, wow, that's gonna be a tough one to sell, isn't it? And while it may not be flat on the ground out here, if one of them has weaker stalks and they're breaking off more than others, that's an indicator that on a poor year, where we may have stalk and standability issues more than we do right now, that hybrid may not fare as well as one that's standing really, really well, and a good year that maybe stands good enough on a poor year. Well, now that we're almost done, the other rider wants to come and ride, but we're almost done. We don't have much to do. Okay, I think this is the last one that we're gonna do here. So most of my plot is back there, right? I've got this dividing lane right in the middle. I'll show you as we pull up here. You zoom out. So we're kind of stopping right there. The hybrids are down that way. We've got our population study right here, and then I've got a V5 fungicide versus no V5 fungicide trial on the end there. Some of that may or may not actually be part of the plot. And then next to us over here, as I turn around, what's left up here by my house is a starter rate trial. I did a 0 starter, 10 gallons and 20 gallons of my starter mix, I think, or maybe 7.5 and 15, whatever it was. So everything else basically is part of the plots here, and we're done what we can do for the night. It was more than I thought. We did 6.8 acres. I didn't think we'd get that much. So there's the map. It's good corn. But anyway, we're gonna unload this, and then we are going to walk down and get my truck, I guess. You okay? Phil came on the radio after he unloaded that truck and said that the U-Harvest wasn't working.
U-Harvest?
He lost that load, so I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on with it. Yeah, we definitely lost a load. It did not record it. This one may have been operator error, and it didn't get set up quite right. Because he didn't He selected a field, but it was not the right field, and there was a farm, but no field associated with it, and that was the wrong thing to do. And oh well. All right, Phil's gonna go empty our grain cart for us, so we're all empty, ready to go in the morning. What is the problem? Why are we crying?
Squeeze.
Get in.
Squeeze.
You can get in up here.
Squeeze. Squeeze. Oh, that.
Quiet, children. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Hit that like and subscribe button. One of these days, I'm going to get a break enough to get a haircut.
Yeah.
It's getting really bad.
Oh, gosh. Bye.
Anyway, we're going to do the corn plot tomorrow, so that should be good. And then hopefully back to shelling corn. I added it up before we started this field. We are down to 267 acres, and we did 7. So 260 acres to go here at Waldron. So we need a few days, probably 3 at the absolute minimum, probably 4 days, but maybe by the weekend,
Fine.
end of the weekend we'll be done, and Monday we can move back down to Berkey and get that corn finished up down there. That would be fantastic. So we're getting towards the end of it, but we do have to keep hauling. Why are you being weird? Why you gotta be weird?
Does Phil never keep up on you when he has to do it all the way to Berkey?
Well, we take it to the grain bins in Berkey. He keeps up just fine. Tell everybody bye.
Bye.